this is definitely like a little workhorse. It's like the pack mule of the Audi line.
Maybe.
Like where all the other Audis are like beautiful stallions. This thing is just like the mule at the back carrying all the stuff. It's okay. You're doing a great job, little guy.
It's okay, little buddy.
Yeah. Hey everybody, 2019 Audi Q5.
Yep, that's right.
That's a car. Technically, it's a crossover.
Well, yeah, technically, yes.
But that is what we're driving today, and we're going to have some words to say about it.
It's basically a Volkswagen wearing lingerie.
That's
I feel like.
Yeah, that's really accurate, actually. This is just a dressed up Volkswagen.
Like everything on the outside is Volkswagen, but a little nicer. Everything on the inside is a Volkswagen, but a little nicer.
Let's preface this episode by saying crossovers are my least favorite type of car.
I'd agree as well. I don't think I'll ever own a crossover because I just don't really get the appeal, I guess, maybe. But
go for a car. If you want something small and compact, go for an SUV if you need something big.
Because this says like, okay, this is supposedly sporty because it has paddles. It has paddles, yeah, but it has all the body roll of a big SUV.
And like not enough power to justify the paddles.
Right, like, okay, I'm gonna take it around a corner.
Okay, I'm ready.
Just get ready for it. Okay, so this corner is coming up. This is gonna be spooky.
I don't want to die.
Do you feel that?
Whoa!
Like I'm barely doing it.
That's insane. Okay, what about this little turn here? All right, I'm gonna go into the bushes. Okay, that's really bad.
The body roll is very bad.
I'm definitely exaggerating that, but this is not good for turns.
Man, I put my foot down on the gas and it just...
Yeah, it's kind of like a little tugboat.
It is. It's just sluggish. I'm going to like test the 0 to 60 just kind of for the LOL factor.
My guess is 0 to 60, yes.
3, 2, 1. Foot is all the way down on the gas.
I'll listen to it work.
There is 60.
We got there. That
was
too bad.
A little quicker than I was expecting.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't feel amazingly sluggish.
I'd say that probably felt around 6 seconds, 6 or above, maybe.
Something like that.
6 or 7 seconds, I think, is probably what I'd guesstimate that felt like.
That's not bad. We've heard much better 4-cylinder engines.
Yeah, like the 4C.
The 4C sounded great. The Mustang EcoBoost sounded pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so complaint there, exhaust note, but I mean this thing is supposed to be quiet. You're not supposed to hear the exhaust.
Yeah, and it does actually sound pretty quiet in the cabin. Like you don't get a lot of road noise coming from the inside, which I appreciate. It does feel pretty smooth and comfortable in here.
I agree.
Let's go back to the exterior of the car. Crossover, excuse me.
Plain.
Very plain.
In a word.
If you replace the Audi badge with a Volkswagen badge,
I'd believe
I wouldn't notice the difference. Yeah. The headlights are the only thing that really screams like this is
slightly nicer.
Yeah, slightly nicer.
Yeah.
And I think part of this is kind of to do with the price of this, okay?
Yeah, I agree.
This crossover is $42,995 base price.
Which is less than I would have thought. I went into this thinking pushing 60.
It's less than I would have thought for an Audi, but that's like Volkswagen territory.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Which is odd.
I don't know why they didn't just make this a Volkswagen, honestly.
True.
But
I mean, I guess if you want to get people into a more expensive brand.
Or you want to flex. I think you want to flex on your neighbors.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, oh.
And if you're Audi or the Volkswagen Group, you want to lure people into the luxury brand by getting them an inexpensive one. And then once they've tasted the slight luxury, then they can go up to the even more expensive ones. They won't go back to the peasant cars.
I like to imagine somebody walking into a Volkswagen dealership and then they convince him to get a Audi instead. Or maybe they think like, oh, I don't know, Audi and Volkswagen, it's about the same price, but the Audi is more impressive.
Yeah.
Because it's an Audi.
Because it's an Audi.
And I can flex on my neighbors. I think Audi has the best, like, cockpit gauge cluster just setup
it's super
in the
clean.
car business.
Yeah.
It's so clean. It's so like spaceship looking. It's cool.
It's very modern. Nothing looks old-fashioned. It's got digital. It's a completely
Fully
digital display.
Yes.
And it shows so much information, but it doesn't look cluttered like some other cars. It's not chunky and ugly like some brands.
I don't know. Not the biggest fan of this. It's not a touchscreen.
It's not
either.
a touchscreen?
Yeah. It's a 2019 and not a touchscreen.
Okay, so it's got a little clicky wheel down here that helps you navigate.
My Golf has a touchscreen.
Yeah.
Come on, it's made by basically the same company.
That's true. I mean, I don't really mind. Like, the only reason I mind is because I'm so used to everything being touchscreen that I expect it. And so when people get in my car, they're going to jab it and be like, why isn't it working?
Yeah.
So that's annoying. And this wheel is super clicky. You can probably hear that.
It is loud.
I'm going to get close for you guys. You hear that? That is super clicky.
That's pretty loud. Yeah, that's bad.
I typically like positive clicks because I know I've turned something, but man, it's like a Geiger counter or something.
One clicky thing that I do like in this car is the AC stuff. Click it, see what happens.
That is also very clicky.
It's very clicky, but the digital display I think is cool.
That
it pops up between your temperature, so it shows you like 61, 62, 63, 64 degrees Fahrenheit.
As numbers tend to increase.
As numbers, yes, as you know, the numeric system goes up.
What car were we in that had something like this on the steering wheel?
Oh, it was a Mercedes.
I thought that was super nice, and it's very similar to that. This actually even feels a little bit nicer to me, a little bit more premium.
It feels pretty solid, actually.
And the display on there is definitely better. That is a super...
Yes.
I didn't think that was a display. I thought that was just like printed on there.
Nope.
That is awesome.
I think that's a cool touch. I like that Audi does that.
All right, we've talked about the connectivity, kind of. We've talked about the tech in here. It's pretty darn good. Weird that it's not a touchscreen, but I don't mind. It's a very easy to navigate menu. The gauge cluster is awesome. Just the whole dash is just very well laid out.
Makes up for that body roll.
Die. Jeez.
That was just going through like 15 miles per hour.
You need to install like Audi ramps over roundabouts so that you don't roll all of their cars.
Terrible.
Dumb.
Oh my gosh.
All right, let's talk about actually the quality of the cabin. I think it's pretty decent.
Overall, it's pretty decent. Like, I do feel like this material here is...
It's not hard plastic.
It's not bad,
but it's like very slightly rubberized plastic, so it is harder than...
It's a little more premium than like what I was actually expecting based on how it looks, because it does actually feel a little nicer than how it looks.
I'd say so.
I also like this like metallic trim.
That is nice.
In the middle with the Quattro badge.
Yeah, kind of holographic looking.
Yeah.
The rest of the stuff in the cabin is kind of plasticky. I mean, everything in the center console is plasticky.
Yeah, but this is, I mean, it's $43,000. That's like...
That's acceptable.
It's expensive, but it's not like really expensive.
It's not tacky looking plastic. It all looks really nice. It's a great presentation. It's just some stuff, if you bang your knee into it, it's going to hurt a little bit more than in more expensive cars.
I find what's interesting about this, a little bit of the design in here reminds me of the Lamborghini Urus, which sounds like completely insane because that car is over $200,000.
Yes.
But
I can see it though.
A little bit is similar. Like, I do feel like the gauge cluster here is a little similar.
The gauge cluster is similar. This kind of whole control center area is a little bit
The steering wheel, I also think, is a little similar to the Urus in ways.
This thing, the size is pretty close. So I think it's not an unreasonable comparison to draw, except for the fact that one is like ultra premium and this is like entry level.
Yeah, except for the fact also that this has a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine that produces only 248 horsepower.
That's just ridiculous. You don't need to go super fast in this. You don't want to go super fast in this because you'll roll and die. But I mean, 248 out of a 4-cylinder.
Can't really tow much. This thing weighs over 4,000 pounds.
That's a lot of weight to haul with a 4-cylinder.
Yeah.
It's not the only one that does it. I mean, there are other cars that have bigger cars like this that have
this
4-cylinder
car
engines.
Definitely, like, the engine makes it feel sluggish. I wish that they would have put a V6 or something, but I mean that probably would raise the price.
Oh sure. Wow, steering wheel is loose.
It is.
Wow.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that.
Like I can just. Whew.
Whoa.
You can throw the steering wheel.
That was actually pretty bad. Like, you just did one-handed.
Yeah, that's not...
Oh, man.
That's not good. Come on, Audi.
It gets 22 mpg on the city, and it gets 27 on the highway. Which
that's not bad.
It uses premium gas.
That is kind of sucks.
Impacts that price a little bit. But... that's not that bad, right?
Honestly, once you get out of like your starter cars, a lot of cars are asking for premium gas. So That's just something you kind of got to stomach at some point.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe Volkswagen and Audi has been trying a little hard since the whole Dieselgate BS. Bad Volkswagen, bad Audi.
That's true, yeah.
Better fuel economy.
Yeah.
That's almost how I feel.
And reasonably so, I would say. I will say this is pretty darn comfy to drive, though.
Yeah.
All the complaints aside. And I do like this shifter. It's kind of cool. It's like it's a selector. It doesn't notch into the different spots. It just kind of, you boop it down and then you're in drive.
It's kind of cool. I feel like Audi, other than Tesla, is the most futuristic, almost, car manufacturer.
Yeah, I agree. This feels like, I don't know, something out of a video game.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this thing.
The center console.
This is a center console,
so
and it's kind of weird.
It's kind of weird. It makes a weird noise when you open it. It doesn't latch onto anything. It just sort of like rests.
Yeah, there's not a little button to press.
Listen to this noise.
I don't know how I feel about that. It's good because that's tension, so it doesn't flop around, and it takes a good bit of effort to pull it up.
But boy, you can annoy someone so much with that. Yeah. You do get 2 cup holders here in the front, which don't look that big. I question if that would fit a large Coke from McDonald's.
Yeah.
I don't think that would work.
Large any drink, actually.
Large any drink, yeah.
Coke is not inherently larger than Dr. Pepper.
Well, it's inherently better, but...
Get out.
Back space in the trunk, or hatch, rather.
Pretty solid.
Pretty solid, yeah. You can fold the back seats down. You get, like, quite a lot amount of room.
One odd thing that I don't know why they did, you've got levers on the side of the car in the back, in the hatch, that will, if you pull it, it'll knock the back seats down.
Really?
Which is unusual because most of the time you would just put that on the seat itself. That would make sense.
So that's why you accidentally knocked one of the seats down.
That's why one of the seats fell over when I was messing around in the back, because I pulled a lever that had no apparent use. That's what it does. Joe's getting bored.
I am honestly bored in this.
Yeah.
The only cool thing I really think about this car is the gauge cluster.
Gauge cluster, awesome.
I think it's really cool. I love Audi's virtual cockpit so much. It's the coolest thing. I will rant about that all day, but everything else in this car is so dull.
Yeah. Good town car. Decent road tripper, I'd say, too.
Oh, yeah, I definitely would take this on a road trip. This would be comfy.
It's very comfortable. You've got climate control in the back. You've got enough space for people and stuff. That is where something like a crossover shines, because you don't have to maneuver like a big barge of a truck, like an Escalade or a Denali or something like that, or a Raptor. Like big stuff that you don't want to necessarily take through unfamiliar territory. Something like this is much more compact, so you're going to feel more comfortable driving it, usually. I think it's a good road tripper.
Just when you're not taking it around a corner. Okay, so leading us off is going to be performance. Acceleration is probably average.
Yeah, it's acceptable.
It's probably average. Handling is atrocious.
Yeah.
However, on the other side, I'd probably give this 3.5.
Yeah, that's pretty reasonable.
I think
this is the loosest steering I've ever felt in a car. It wants to roll around every corner. Yeah. The only saving grace for performance is that it's got acceptable acceleration for the size of engine that it has.
That's why I went with a 3.5.
I think I agree, actually. 3.5.
Okay, 3.5. So then practicality.
Solid.
It's pretty good, actually. Yeah, you got a lot of space, especially when you fold the back seats down. I don't know, I think it's pretty practical. I'd probably give it a 7, I think, on practicality.
That is pretty good. I was going to give it a 6.5.
6.5?
It could use a few more connections in here, maybe a power outlet in the back.
It does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, too.
It does
I think it has a lot going for it, which is why I think a 7's fair.
I agree.
Then, following that is value. So for $43,000 for this vehicle, I think that's actually a pretty good value for what you get.
I think so too.
The materials on the inside are pretty good. I think you get a pretty acceptable quality for that price.
Everything about this car is good enough.
Yes.
I think that's what it is.
I'd agree. I think for $43K, this is this feels exactly that price. Yeah. I think it's a pretty good value. I think I'd also go with a 7.
I'm gonna give it a 6.5 again.
6.5?
Not quite a 7 for me.
All right, then cool factor, which is like almost non-existent.
Yeah, honestly.
No one ever will look at this and be like, wow, man.
Because of the badge, it gets a 2.
Oof.
Because odds are there's somebody out there who would say, hey, cool, an Audi. If you're driving through the middle of nowhere and all you see is like trucks or something, and an Audi shows up one day, cool.
I'm going to give it a 2.5 simply because it has paddles.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, we forgot about the cluster. That's super cool.
The cluster.
The whole gauge cluster here.
Yeah.
That's
what about
cool.
it? What if we, yeah, it's cool. That's why I give it a 2.5.
I'm gonna give it a 3.
All right.
I love this gauge cluster. I love the digital display.
I do love it.
Everything about it's super sleek.
Next up is quality, which I think is actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's like we said, everything's good enough.
My concern with this, though, would be long-term reliability, as Audis and Volkswagens are
Kind of notorious.
known to somewhat suffer from.
Yeah.
But overall, the materials in here are pretty good. I think I'm going to go with a 6.5 on that.
You keep beating me by half a point. I'm gonna give it a 6.
A 6.
Because there is some stuff here that feels kind of
cheap. Yeah, definitely. There's some cheap parts.
And the seats are throwing me just a little bit. I don't think they're as nice as they look.
So then that takes us to fun factor, which I mean, it's kind of fun to fear for your life. I feel like
Yeah,
when
it's
you're
like
going around a corner, it's like the Viper.
It's like a roller coaster or something. But, but you're missing like half your wheels.
Yeah, and the acceleration is
That's passable.
it's not bad. Like, it is actually, I'd call it zippy.
Yeah, we came into it saying this was sluggish. I don't think it is.
It's not sluggish. It's zippy. It's like, it's a little quick.
It's got a little pep to it.
Yeah, peppy maybe.
Not fast.
That's the right word.
But not slow.
Not great, but not terrible.
Not great, not terrible.
I will probably give this a 5.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it again.
Uh-oh.
4.5.
4.5, JT.
Because it's not. I think it's just below average.
And that gives us an average score of 30.75.
Yikes.
Which is kind of rough, comparatively.
Above the middle.
Above the middle, but comparatively to other crossovers and SUVs we've done. The 2019 Infiniti QX80 was a 35.25, almost 5 points higher. The AMG GLC 43 we rated a 34.75, 4 points higher than this. And the Alfa Romeo Stelvio we rated a 34.25.
A fair lineup. I think the Infiniti at the top is probably about accurate.
Yeah, it's also the most expensive out of those, but
yeah, which is I guess what happens when you get up into expensive cars. They hopefully are better.
They tend to get better. Who would have thought? Also,
yeah. Whether this is the bottom of your list, that is up to you.
Yep.
We've driven it. Hopefully you liked the episode.
We've got our opinion.
If it's your first time stopping by, thank you. We hope you enjoyed the episode, and we will see you in the next one.
Yep. See you guys next time. Peace. Did you know that the Toyota Corolla is the most sold vehicle of all time? Like the most sold.
Joe.
40 million units. I can't believe that.
Joe.
That's incredible. Joe. Oh my God.
CuriosityStream is the world's first streaming service for people who actually like to learn stuff. They have thousands of documentaries and nonfiction titles from some of the world's best filmmakers. If you like our show, you'll love their speed category. It's got a ton of content on cars and other things that go fast. We've recently partnered with CuriosityStream to help build Nebula, our new streaming service. Nebula is a streaming video platform built by and for independent creators. Because we all appreciate how supportive our fans are, CuriosityStream is offering a free Nebula subscription with every purchase of a year-long CuriosityStream membership. With this bundle, you get the best of both worlds. CuriosityStream is home to high production value documentaries and nonfiction work, whereas Nebula is a place for educational YouTubers to try new things and experiment with different formats, things the YouTube algorithm would punish us for. CuriosityStream loves independent creators and wants to help us grow our platform, so they're offering Grand Theft Auto fans free access to Nebula when you sign up at curiositystream.com/GTA. When you sign up for CuriosityStream, you get instant access to thousands of nonfiction titles, and you'll get to watch a bunch of new episodes from Grand Theft Auto months before they hit YouTube, plus lots of other great Nebula originals. By signing up for CuriosityStream, you'll be helping not only GTA, but the entire educational community, as we work together to build a place where we can create exciting new content that just wouldn't be possible on YouTube. Give it a try by signing up using the link below. We promise you'll love it.